The most common excuse that I hear from you guys about why you haven't started shredding the fat and building that lean muscular physique that you've always wanted is the fact that you don't know how to take all the information that you've learned and put it together into a clear, concise plan that's going to get you from point A to point Z. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for you today. I'm going to act as if I went back in time to the point where I was fat with the knowledge I currently have, and I'm going to teach you a step-by-step from how I would lose 20 pounds if I had to do it all over again. So that by the end of this video, you're going to have no excuse as to why you haven't started shredding the fat and building the dream physique that you've always wanted. I'm literally going to lay it out for you. You can't fail unless you don't actually implement what I'm going to tell you to do today. We first have to discuss the most important thing when it comes to fitness. Your mindset, okay? And I know a lot of you are probably tired of me talking about mindset, but what you have to understand is that change does not occur from the outside in. It occurs from the inside out. You don't change this and then this progresses. You have to progress your mind in order for your appearance to actually change. If you don't have the right mindset, you're gonna keep failing. I could give you 1,000 different plans, you're still not gonna do it correct because your mindset is not in check. With that being said, let's move on to the first step. That's gonna be your calorie deficit. For your calorie deficit, you need to calculate your total maintenance calories. What are maintenance calories? Maintenance calories are the amount of calories that it's currently taking to fuel your body on a daily basis. Once you calculate that number, you need to pick a deficit. I'm going to give you a range. You're going to pick anywhere between 200 calories to 500 calories. You're not going to go above 500 calories because those are extreme diets that are unsustainable. And you're not going to go below it because that's way too little. So pick anywhere between 2 to 500. I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's say, hypothetically, my total maintenance calories right now are 1,000 calories, right? Now, I want to go on a deficit of 300 calories. Okay, I'm going to take that 300 deficit and I'm going to subtract it from my total maintenance calories currently. So now, my new total maintenance calories is going to be 700 calories. What am I going to do with this? From now on, I will only consume 700 calories. No less, no more. Of course, are you going to make mistakes sometimes? Yes, that's obvious. What I'm going to explain to you right now, you are going to fail. Okay? Get used to that. Without failure, there's no success. The point is that those days when you mess up, don't dwell on them. Don't let them ruin the rest of the week, even the rest of the day. Get right back on track. Okay? Now, we need to get your nutrition in check. What you need to understand is none of these protein bars, these protein chips, anything that has the artificial flavors in it, none of them are actually giving you real and true protein. You need to get away from all this processed junk. Next time you go to the supermarket, I want you to grab any one of these processed foods and look at the back. Read the ingredients. Tell me if you actually know what half of those ingredients are. Do you understand what's actually going into your body? It's like literal poison. You need to make the transition between processed foods into whole and nutrient-dense foods. These are going to be foods that either come from the ground or come straight from an animal. These foods are going to be high in nutrients and low in calories. Because they're low in calories, they're going to make it easier for you to be at your calorie deficit. But because they're so high in nutrients, they're also going to help you feel fuller, which is going to help you not be as tempted to overeat or binge eat. Step 2 is, I need you to increase your daily movement. If you're currently living a sedentary life, I need you to switch to an active lifestyle. What do I mean by that? I need you to start walking more. I need you to start standing more. I need you to start being more active in your lifestyle. A good goal for this is to aim to achieve 10,000 steps per day. I don't care how you do it throughout your day, make sure by the end of it, you've achieved anywhere from 8 to 10,000 steps. That's a good goal. Step 3 is going to be to start strength training. Even if you're one of those people out there that's just trying to lose fat, you could be like, oh, well, Dustin, why do I have to do strength training if I'm just trying to lose fat? Well, look, it's scientifically proven that the muscle mass that you build is the tissue that burns the most fat out of any other tissue, including your fat tissue when it comes to you being at your resting periods. That means that when you're laying on the couch watching TV, sitting down having a meal with your family, in those resting periods, your muscle tissue is actually going to be the tissue that's going to burn the most fat in those periods. For your strength training, you're not going to go overboard. You're only going to do 2 to 3 sessions per week. In each of those 2 to 3 sessions, you're going to be doing full body sessions so that even if you miss a day, even if you miss 2 days, you're still working out your full body every single week. But remember, when it comes to this, the point is to be consistent, okay? Anywhere from 2 to 3 days, no less than 2 days, no more than 3 days. But remember, that third day is like a leisure day. You may go, you may not go. But the point is that you're working out your entire body every single week, at least 2 days. The fourth step is going to be your recovery, okay? I need you to get anywhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep. 7 being the bare minimum. You have to understand that when you're in the gym, when you're doing all this work, you're breaking down your muscle tissue. The only way for that muscle tissue to actually come back together, for you to build that muscle, for you to even shred that fat, is by you allowing your body the proper time to actually rest and recover. Another thing that I want you to start doing is actually learning how to effectively manage all the stress in your life. People don't understand the importance of stress management when it comes to actually losing the weight. And what you have to understand is, if you don't know how to manage your stress correctly, you're going to cause your cortisol levels to rise. And when your cortisol levels rise, it's actually going to hinder your ability to shred off the fat. The last step is going to be establishing SMART goals. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I was trying to lose 50 pounds. 50 pounds is a pretty big goal. But if I break it down to, okay, well, let me lose 20 pounds in the next 3 months. That's step 1. 3 months after that, I'm going to lose another 20 pounds. And then in a month and a half after that, I'm going to lose the last 10 pounds. What this does is allows you to break it up into step 1, step 2, and step 3. For those first 3 months, don't even think about losing the 50 pounds. Think about, okay, in these 3 months, I'm focusing on losing my first 20 pounds. What that's going to do is, when you're going through step 1, you're so focused on the 20 pounds, you're not even worried about the 50 pounds, okay? Then once you complete step 1, you're like, okay, well, what's the next step? Well, now I have to go through another 3 months of trying to lose another 20 pounds. You're going to go through each step not even thinking about the overall goal. And once you get to the overall goal, it's going to be like, I didn't even notice that happened because I was just so focused on the steps. That's the importance of making SMART goals. If you just have one really big goal, you're going to be constantly thinking, damn, I only lost 2 pounds and I still have 48 pounds to go. And it's going to become overwhelming, and it's going to convince your mind that you can't do it. And as always, I have a link down in the description for a free one-on-one strategy call with me, so we can sit down and analyze whatever situation you're in, and we can get you started right away. But besides that, I hope that you were able to actually take down notes of the 5 steps I just gave you and start implementing them into your life. Like I said, now you have a clear and concise plan that's going to take you from point A to point Z. And if you don't implement that into your life starting today, that's your own fault.